sitting there. Everybody wants to rule the world. My old students used to play this in fingerstyle, meaning he kind of took after Andy McKee and a bunch of other cool dudes like Don Ross and Tommy Emmanuel. I think Andy McKee also did a version of this song, and my student learned it, and I couldn't play it, but he learned it, and that was awesome to see. It's like an amazing thing to witness your students surpass you in some areas. Shout out to Blakey Boy 511. Go check him out. He also plays some stuff with his foot. Okay, so yeah, it's insane, but he can use his foot on his guitar and play guitar at the same time and use it percussively. He was also on America's Got Talent. He didn't make the TV round, but he did me proud. Did me very, very proud. Tears for Fears, Everybody Wants to Rule the World. It's a great song, it's classic. And the cool thing about this is like it's got 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 groups of triplets. And oh shoot, guitar solo. Shut up, Warren. Gotta get that whammy bar. Dang, that's like perfect 80s tone. That chunky, super hairy, and like brown EVH tone. But yeah, it's in 4. The meter is in 12. They call it 12/8 typically because you usually transcribe each one of those beats using an 8th note. But in my transcription system that I adopted, time unit box system, TUBS, you can look it up, TUBS notation. Basically, I just write a big 1 and then a 2, 3, and then a big 2, and then a 2, 3, a big 3, and then a 2, 3, and a big 4, and then a 2, 3. So 1, 2, 3, 2, 2, 3, 3, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, kind of like that. I write it that way sometimes, but not every time. Depends on the song. But for the most part, it's easy to think of 12/8, what people would call 12/8, as 4 groups of 3. And so when you think of it as 4 groups of 3, you think, dun, dun. How do you transcribe this rhythm? You could think of it as the first beat, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You could think of it as 1 and then 6 of 12, which is kind of hard to think of. Or you could think of it as the 1 of 1 and the 3 of 2. Does that make sense? So it's like the first of the 3 triplets, and then the third of the second group of triplets, right? So you go 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Easy. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. That's the rhythm for Everyone Wants to Rule the World. Everybody wants to rule the world. Kind of like do that. So you can think of it as 3s, and then it's a lot easier to kind of conceptualize where the events in the song actually occur. So figuring out that the song is in 12 is actually the first step. That's the first one. That's not easy, because you have to count along. Boom, boom, boom. And the main beat is not that hard to find, but it's kind of feeling all the little pulses in between that takes a lot more training. Figuring out that there are 3 pulses per main beat there. So 12/8, aka 12. Some people just call it 12. Some people know it as shuffle. It's a shuffle. It's not quite a shuffle, but it's an approximation of shuffle. You think about shuffle as a lilting traditional rhythm, typically associated with jazz and blues. But yeah, 12. I just think of it as 1 2 3 2 2 3 3 2 3 4 2 3. So that's kind of usually what I write in my transcription, because then it's easy to follow. Shouldn't music be easy to follow? If you read it, if you're writing something down or trying to communicate about it, shouldn't it be easy to follow? Yes. Alright. Oh, we are at Phil's, my destination. You guys are ever in San Francisco? You need to check out Phil's Coffee. But this is not a food recommendation channel. Alright. Take it easy.